They walked away like you didn't matter. They ghosted you when you needed them most. They left you in the dark, expecting you to stay there. But now they're watching. Now they're circling back. Now they keep showing up. And you know why? Because your silence became power. Because the person they walked away from doesn't exist anymore. You evolved. You elevated. You turned your pain into purpose. And they feel it. Even if they won't say it, they feel it. That pull, that shame, that regret. So now they keep coming back. Not because they love you, not because they care, but because you became everything they said you wouldn't. They couldn't see your value when you were pouring your soul out. They couldn't hear your cries when you were breaking in silence. But now, they hear your name in rooms they thought you'd never enter. Now they see your glow from the same distance they created. They come back, not to stay, not to help, but to feed. Because they can't find that energy anywhere else. You were the rare one, the real one, the one who gave without asking, who stayed loyal when you had every reason to walk, but they threw you away like you were ordinary. Now they're haunted by that choice. They keep coming back, but you're not the same. You've grown boundaries. You've grown silence. You've grown clarity. They thought you'd wait. They thought you'd break, but you built a kingdom in your quiet. And now they want access to the throne they mocked. Let them come. Let them beg. Let them test the waters. But don't drown yourself trying to save them again. This time, protect your peace. Protect your light. Protect the version of you that they helped destroy. People don't change. They just get better at pretending. So when they show up with sweet words, soft eyes, and stories of missing you, remember, they had you. They lost you. That's on them, not you. You were real when it wasn't trendy. You were kind when they didn't deserve it. You gave them love they couldn't return. Now they want another taste, but you're not a second chance. You're not a fallback plan. You're not an option they can click on and off. You're a whole force now. A storm, a fire, a legacy in motion. They don't deserve the version of you that survived without them. They weren't there when you rebuilt from nothing. They didn't call when you cried into the void. So don't let the nostalgia fool you. The past can't hold a future that doesn't fit. What's broken can be forgiven, but not everything deserves to be rebuilt. They keep coming back because they know they messed up, because they see you winning, because they realize you were the best thing that ever happened to them. But you're not the same anymore. You're colder, wiser, stronger. And if they couldn't appreciate the soft version of you, they don't get access to the evolved one. You don't need closure. You don't need explanations. You need peace. You need progress. You need people who stay without question, who show up without condition. Let the ghosts of the past knock. Let them call. Let them text. Let them check in. But remember, you don't owe them a damn thing. They walked away. Let them stay gone. Because if they truly valued you, they never would have left. Now they're just tourists, trying to revisit a place they burned. They keep coming back, but this time, the gates are closed. The bridge is gone, and the path to you, buried beneath every lie they told, every excuse they made, every time they let you down. This is your era of no access. Your era of silence is protection. Your era of energy is sacred. They'll feel it. They already do. That ache, that void. Because once someone like you walks away, there's no replacement, no copy, no reset. You were rare. You were real. You were enough. And they let that go. Let them keep coming back. Let them sit with the version of you they never appreciated. Let them scroll, watch, wonder, but never again let them touch what they couldn't hold. Because now, you love yourself too much to ever be treated like that again. You learned, you healed, you rose, and now they'll keep coming back. But you're already gone. You were their peace in chaos, their anchor in storms, their light in the dark. And what did they do? They ignored you. They chose temporary people. They gambled on attention over loyalty. Now they crave what they once had. They scroll through memories hoping to feel relevant again. They stalk your glow from behind fake smiles and shallow circles. But it's too late. You've evolved. You don't chase closure anymore. You are the closure. They see the discipline in your walk, the sharpness in your tone, the clarity in your silence. You don't explain yourself anymore. You don't shrink yourself to fit weak conversations. You don't bend to keep anyone comfortable, because you've finally seen it. Real love doesn't walk away. Real ones don't leave when it's inconvenient. Real ones never make you question your worth. They will keep coming back because they're still searching for what you gave effortlessly. They're chasing a feeling, a warmth, a presence that only came from you. But they'll never find it. Not in half-hearted lovers, not in shallow friendships, not in empty distractions. Because you were never just a person. You were a presence, a frequency, a sanctuary. They will try to replicate it, copy your vibe, mimic your words, echo your depth. But it'll never hit the same. Because it's not about how you looked. It's about how you made them feel. Safe, understood, protected, seen. And now that you're gone, now that your love is off the table, now that your energy is out of reach, they're starving. And that's what regret really is. Hunger for what you once had, knowing you'll never taste it again. You gave them loyalty in a world addicted to options. You gave them presence in a world obsessed with absence. You gave them real, and they chose fake. Let that burn. Let that echo. Let them carry that silence. You don't need revenge. You don't need to show them. You just need to keep growing, keep rising, keep loving yourself harder than they ever could. Because now it's about you, your peace, your goals, your grind, your future. They will keep coming back. But your heart isn't open for tourists anymore. You're not a stop on someone's journey. You are the destination, the rare find, the once-in-a-lifetime kind of soul. And the ones who didn't see that, let them stay lost. They had the chance to build with you. Now they get to watch you build without them. They'll talk. They'll twist stories. They'll say you changed, but let them talk. Because you did change. You became who you were always meant to be. Not bitter, not broken, just wiser, sharper, cleaner, colder to the wrong ones, warmer to yourself. And that's the ultimate power. So let them keep coming back. Let them knock. Let them beg. But remember, access is earned. Loyalty is a currency. And you've stopped giving out free passes to people who only come around when your light is too bright to ignore. They will keep coming back. But the door, it's closed. And the old version of you no longer lives here. They come back. Because deep down, they thought you'd always be there. They assumed your kindness was weakness. They mistook your loyalty for desperation. But you were never desperate. You were just real. And now they're starving for that real. They chased cheap highs, instant gratification, people who only knew the surface version of them. But you saw their soul. You looked past the masks, the flaws, the chaos, and still chose to love. That's what haunts them now. That's what keeps them watching your every move. That's why they come back. Because nobody else saw them like you did. But they'll never tell you that. Their pride won't allow it. So instead they pretend. They act like they're just checking in. They leave vague messages. They drop reactions on your stories. That's not love. That's access seeking. That's fear. Fear that you finally healed. Fear that you're really gone this time. And the truth is, you are. Because your healing wasn't loud. It wasn't posted. It wasn't shared. It was silent, violent, sacred. You buried old versions of yourself in the quiet nights. You mourned the love you gave too easily. You screamed in silence until your own voice reminded you who you are. Now, you don't flinch when they come back. You don't pause. You don't wonder, what if? Because you've seen it. You've seen how little effort they made when you needed them. You've seen how easily they let you go. You've seen how replaceable they made you feel. And now that you've replaced them with purpose, they're the ones feeling empty. It's not your job to fix them. Not your duty to teach them what they failed to learn when you were giving them your best. You were the lesson, and now you're gone. The test they failed, the one they can't retake. Let them keep watching. Let them feel the distance they created. Let them sit in the silence they once left you in. You're not mad. You're not bitter. You're just done. Done shrinking. Done hoping. Done giving people second chances who would never give you one. They will keep coming back. But your story doesn't have room for repeat characters. This is a new chapter, written in ink they can't smudge, built on a foundation they can't crack. Let them feel what you felt. Let them chase what they once ignored. Let them drown in their own cycle. You've broken yours. Now you walk different. You talk different. You vibe different. Because pain taught you things love never could. Because abandonment shaped a power in you that no hand-holding ever would. You became dangerous, not to others, but to your old self. To the version of you that tolerated disrespect, that accepted crumbs, that waited for people to wake up. That version is dead. Now you love different. Now you demand more. Now you look in the mirror and see the only validation that matters. They will keep coming back. Because they didn't expect the glow-up to be spiritual, mental, emotional, unshakable. You don't throw shade. You don't explain. You don't post cryptic quotes. You just disappear from their access. And that's what hurts the most. Not your success. Not your glow. But your absence. Because it's loud. It's final. It's powerful. And no matter how many times they knock, you'll never answer the door the same again. You're not punishing them. You're protecting yourself. You're not cold. You're healed. And healing changes everything. They will keep coming back. But what once was open is now locked. And what once was love is now a lesson. This time, they don't get a second look. Not because you hate them, but because you finally love yourself more than the memory of them. They will keep coming back, but you've already moved forward, and you're not looking back.